There's a rule in terms of establishing peace and prosperity and the possibility of negotiation that seems to work at every scale. And so, for example, in your marriage, you might criticize your wife if she does something wrong, and she might do the same to you. And there is some utility in that. But B.F. Skinner, who's a famous behaviorist, he could train animals to do virtually anything. And he said, reward works a lot better than threat and pain, although you can use threat and pain. Reward works better, but you have to pay a price for it. And so if Skinner was training a rat to climb a ladder and do a little dance on top of it and then climb down the other side of the ladder, I mean, he could train animals to do virtually anything. What he would do is he'd sit and he'd watch the rat in the cage for a very long time. It was usually a hungry rat, by the way. And when the rat was near the ladder, he'd give it a food pellet. And then it would just hang around near the ladder. And then now and then it would put its paw on the first rung and he'd give it a food pellet. And then soon it was putting its paw on the first rung a lot. And then it would be the second rung. And by careful attention and reward for due progress, he could get animals to do things as complex. Skinner taught pigeons to navigate guided missiles by pecking on photographs in reference to the landscape below. And so and I know that's kind of abstruse and it seems like a sideways move, but it's not, because one of the things that's very much worth doing, and I think you captured that very well in the last thing that you said, in one of my books, I have an adage, which is compare yourself to who you were yesterday and not to who someone else is today. And the idea is your best measure is your previous self, and you should try for incremental improvement at the rate you can manage, and you should recognize that incremental improvement in yourself, and you should reward it, and you shouldn't denigrate it because it isn't a leap forward that's too big for you to manage, and it's not getting you to where someone else who is hypothetically better off than you might be, because all of that's counterproductive. And when I see these things happening in the Middle East, let's say on the Saudi front, as you just pointed out,